probably about halfway through the season, I started realizing that, this could be a really, really special season.
All right, Josh, thank you so much for your time. You're having an incredible season, 19-1, ERA in the low twos. How are you doing this year?
I don't know, I play on a really good team. Got a great defense behind me, and I think that makes a huge difference. When you're on the mound and you know that you can let guys hit the ball and the guys behind you are going to make plays, gives you a lot of confidence. So, you really can't talk about my stats without talking about everybody else.
But you're still making some pitches, pretty good pitches, right?
Yeah, you still got to make pitches. You can't throw balls down the middle. Right. The biggest thing that I think this year set apart is my command. Just not walking as many guys, not giving as many free passes, giving guys, just free bases and free runs, essentially.
Okay. Having a command sounds easy. How are you able to get on top of your game and be able to maintain the command that you have throughout the entire season? That's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of work in the off season. It's taking your catch play very seriously. Because as a pitcher, we can't go out and throw thousands of balls to practice our command. So the throws that you do make, you have to be focused. You have to have a purpose with each one. So it's just taking those little things seriously every single day, because every day is an opportunity to get better, and it's a long season, and that's a lot of days to get better. You can either get better or you can get worse. I don't really think you stay the same.
Okay. You just said that it's a long season. When did you know that you were going to have a good season? Did you always feel comfortable throughout the entire season? Did you know right away that you were going to have a good year this year?
I think you always hope you're going to have a good year. You put the work in, you prepare, but probably about halfway through the season, I started realizing that, this could be a really, really special season. And then, I think as an athlete, just as a human being, you always think about the worst case. You think about oh, well, what if I don't?
Right.
And, my mindset this year hasn't been that. It's been, why can't I? Why can't I continue this on through the whole year? Why can't I continue to pitch well? Because people have done it before, and there's no reason that I can't. Right. So you have that confidence that just kind of builds throughout the course of the season. Right. And, it's just, you just start to believe in yourself.
Okay. Well, whenever I look at your numbers, you've had pretty good seasons with Lotte before as well. But last year you came to Dusan and your numbers just really went off the chart. Is pitching at Jamsil as your home stadium, does that help you mentally? And do you think that has something to do with your success?
Yeah, I think, it's the same thing with, I was talking about the defense earlier and the team behind me. I pitch in a stadium that is a pitcher stadium. Right. And, you fall behind an account, you know that you can challenge guys. Because odds are they're not going to hit it out. So whereas in Sajik or Moonhawk or some of these other smaller stadiums, you've got to be a little more careful. And then when you're more careful, the walks go up. And then when the walks go up, that's when you give up a 2 or a 3 run homer. Right. Whereas in Jamsil, you can challenge guys and make guys hit the ball.
Okay. Well, a KBO is difficult league for foreign players. Whether you're a position player or a pitcher, it's just not an easy place to have a success. And how are you able to have a season like this? Is it familiarity with the league, with the hitters?
Yeah, I think so. I've been facing these guys for 5 years now. But then the flip side of that is they've also been facing me for 5 years. Right. So it's a game of adjustments. It's trying to stay ahead of the teams, the players, the scouts, doing your homework in between your starts, seeing what guys are doing at the plate, seeing what teams are trying to do, if they're going to hit and run, if they're going to steal, if they're going to bunt. and just having this game plan and going into a game and knowing how a team is going to try to beat you.
Right.
It definitely helps to have that familiarity.
Okay. Awesome year last year as well, but at the end of the year in the postseason, it was a disappointing ending for you guys and for you as well. You gave up that. I don't want to bring it up, but
no, it's fine.
That home run to Chejang. How did that motivate you in the off season? Did you have something to? Did it kind of leave a little bit of a dent in your 2018 season? The way it ended for you guys?
No, I mean obviously you want to win the championship. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. Right. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't need those things to motivate you as a player.
Okay.
You know, you're gonna fail, and you know the way I look at it is, I started 2 games in the Korean series, and my team trusted me in that situation to take the ball.
Right.
And you know, I'm one pitch away from we're one pitch away from forcing a game 7.
Right.
And you know, the way I look at it, like I was saying, is that to be in that situation, you've got to kick a lot of butt along the way in order to be trusted in that situation.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the outcome wasn't what I wanted. Obviously, it wasn't what we wanted as a team. But at the end of the day, you know, it really doesn't motivate me. I haven't thought about it until just now. Thanks a lot, Daniel. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, but you do want to win the championship, and you know, things like that don't really sway me one way or the other.
Okay. The expectation with Dusanbe어스, it's always high. Just getting into the postseason is not enough. You have like the Dusanbe어스 fans expect you guys to win the whole thing. So I think that puts a little bit of a pressure on you guys. This season, regular season, has been a little bit of up and down in terms of Dusan's expectations. How's the mood of the team? Do you think you guys will have another good run in the postseason? Yeah,
I mean, I think, you know, we've been playing really, really good baseball lately. You know, our hitters are starting to come along. And, you know, last year we really didn't have a stretch where everybody was cold. I mean, you know, I think we set all kinds of offensive records, so that was fun to watch. But, you know, you just watch our last few games. We've played some really, really good baseball. We came from behind last night and beat Samsung. And, you know, you want to peak going into the postseason. You don't want to peak too early because really, when you look at it, it's not normally the best team that wins a World Series or a Korean Series. It's the hot team that wins, and that's when you want to peak. You want to peak at the end of the year and into the postseason.
Right. Well, this year, last year, Yang Eiji left Dusanbe어스. Very important player for you guys. You had to kind of, I guess, work with a bunch of new catchers, especially with Dktv. How's that been so far?
It's been great. No, Parksay is awesome. He's young. He's a really hard worker, and you know the thing about Parksay is that he wants to be great.
Okay.
And he listens, he studies, he works hard, and as a pitcher, I really appreciate that because I know that he's going to give me everything he has every time out, and that, you know, I've said in the past that catcher-pitcher relationship is a really, really important one, and it's a really, really special one too. And it's just been fun to, you know, to share all these accomplishments that I've had with him. He's been there every single start. He's caught me every single start, and it's a lot of fun to be able to do this together.
Okay. Well, you're 1 win away from winning 20 wins. That's really difficult to do in KBO with the number of games, 144. I mean, you're 1 win away from that, but most likely you'll get it. How do you think you'll fin when you actually get the W? Just another one?
Yeah, I mean, probably the same. You know, you celebrate it, obviously, for a little while. I mean, it's kind of like all my starts. You celebrate it, you think about it for a couple hours after the game, and then, you know, when I wake up the next morning, I'm focused on who's trying to beat me next.
Okay.
So my attention goes directly to my next opponent.
Okay.
They're amazing accomplishments. They're fun. It's exciting, but at the same time, the job's not finished, and you've got to keep moving forward, and you can't look back.
I'm gonna have to ask you about next year. I've been seeing reports that maybe Japan, maybe going back to the States. I'm sure as a player, that's not a bad news. But Doosan fans are a little bit worried about losing the ace. What can you tell us so far?
There's nothing really to say.
Okay.
The season's got to finish. I've got 5 starts left, 6 starts left maybe. We've got a postseason, and it's not something that I'm really thinking about. Right. I mean, it's nice to be wanted, but at the same time, I've reiterated this time and time again. My family and I love it here. My wife, my kids. Korea's special to us, and at the end of the day, it's not up to me to decide this. It's a front office decision. Right. So I've all I can do is go out and perform, and then like you just said, the performance speaks for itself, and that's all I can do.
Okay. Dusan Bears fans, they thought that you guys were gonna win the whole thing last year. Didn't happen, and they're a little bit concerned because this year it's been a little bit up and down. What can you tell to all the Dusan Bears fans as you guys go to the stretch of the season?
Yeah, just keep coming out and supporting us. We appreciate it. We know that it hasn't been the season that they've probably envisioned, but we've felt their presence the entire time, and every day we work hard. We show up to the field ready to play, and we can't control the result, but we're prepared and we're ready, and I think that we're going to make a pretty good run here this last month and a half of the season into the playoffs.